Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 205, October 21st, 2020. I'm Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey everybody.
Michael Aston.
Hey y'all.
And Jimmy Trammell.
Hello from my red room with no curtains.
Are you building the Red Lodge from Twin Peaks with the little guy that talks backwards?
I haven't seen that show yet, but yeah, that sounds good.
I thought the red room was the room where they do really horrible things to ballerina dancers in Black Widow.
That might be. I was talking about the Red Lodge, so maybe the Red Room is a different place. Not to be confused with the Green Door.
Well,
what's the Green Door?
Oh, you don't want to know.
You don't want to know about that.
Okay.
But actually, I was trying to play off the old Cream song, the White Room
with black curtains.
Ah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's was my thinking.
The difference is that was at the station.
Yes.
Station?
I don't know. I take it up with whoever wrote that song.
Okay.
It was a white room with black curtains at the station.
Right. So it's a recurring. It's a thing from me watching Bill and Ted last week, and they keep on reference. Even before they introduced the character of Station, they even actually referenced Station, and I've noticed it's a thing about some songs they mentioned Station. Is there a reference to Station somewhere that I don't get?
In general, Station would be your role, your place in society.
Okay.
What is your station?
Right. Whenever I hear Station, I guess maybe I think Space Station. So that's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Or it's the channel that we used to watch.
Or take the last train to Clarksville, and I'll meet you at the station.
Right.
The space station, the International.
Which is where Mike is tonight.
On the ISS?
Well, the International Space Station.
Yep. Coming to you from the International Space Station.
Right. Oh, I thought you said your kid was. That's where your kid was tonight. Like, how did your kid end up on the ISS?
I was having issues showing up with my varied background, my bookshelves for my conference at work this last few days. So I had my green screen up covering my bookshelves, and I haven't put it away. So I figured you might as well.
What you need to do is just take a picture of your background and use the green screen to put your background in.
That's right.
That is actually a way that you for very, very cheaply can create that bokeh effect. Is that you literally take a picture of your background, virtualize it as your background, and just make it a little out of focus, and so you get that awesome bokeh effect.
Yeah,
for cheap.
Or you can just buy a $2,000 camera and lens and get the bokeh effect.
Whatever.
$2,000 free.
I
think 2,000 probably the way to go.
Yeah, especially for something with a webcam, whatever that may be. I mean, obviously you need the quality, right?
I'm underestimating too, because you'll also need a capture device since.
That's right.
Camera.
Probably an HDMI capture device, and those are starting at $100 for a cheap one, and probably way more for.
Hey, I have one that I never use. I'll give you a good deal.
Oh, yeah. So, only $100.
And you realize you need a tripod, and then you realize the tripod doesn't stay up at the angle you need it. So then you get a sandbag, and you got to get a boom arm and you end up spending $4,000, and you're like, should have just gone the free route. As you're sleeping on the sofa for 3 months because your wife is mad at you for spending all the
You
money.
just summed up
Wow.
basically every scenario of every aspect of my life. Well, on that note, what are we actually here to talk about tonight?
Hey, I got some really great news for everybody out there. The Quibi, that's that streaming service that allows you to go out and watch these short bite movies that, for that time where you are going to be sitting somewhere or standing somewhere and you have that few
Yeah.
minutes to do something. Well, they've been talking about it for a while. They're finally going to be able. They were going to say they're going to be bringing it out to the various streaming platforms, to the other hardware platforms, and it looks like today they finally got it released on Apple TV, Android TV, and Fire TV, which means that you are going to be able to finally watch your Quibis on these devices. So
Is
I'm
downloading. I am downloading that tonight. Right
I
after
know. I'm totally going to try this out. This
Is-
sounds great.
get it on my Fire TV. That's excellent.
Yeah,
I think the real news is that Quibi is still a thing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, geez, I didn't like the handheld idea because it just didn't. I'm not really. This is in the times like now. I want to sit down on my couch and watch something. And there's some good talent on Quibi, and maybe it's worth watching, especially since it's been out long enough now. I can watch them back to back to back and really binge something.
Well, I mean,
sounds
this
really
is what
good.
they promised us this back during the summer, but then all they gave us was the ability to cast from the mobile device.
And you have to have an Apple device for the casting through the Apple device, and you have to have a good Android device to cast your Chromecast and things like that. So,
what was the show that starred the lady from Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones?
Actually, no, I don't think that's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
it was Sansa Stark.
Yeah, her. What was the name of that show? The Quibi show?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but yeah, that was one that I wanted to see. And there was also one, I think it had, did it have Kevin Hart in it?
Yeah, there was a Kevin Hart one. There's
That
of
was
course
Kevin Hart.
there's a bunch of different shows that are like there's some really good produced stuff. That sounds like it'd be really good. So I don't know.
I am downloading this tonight.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a good idea.
Got it on my Fire TV.
I as soon as we're done here, I think I'm going to try it out. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Hey, yeah. So the next story is Quibi is shutting down.
What?
Yeah,
Breaking news as of today, Quibi said, we're done.
Hey guys, you can get us on 3 more devices.
perfect timing.
Time's up.
So in other words, Quibi has come out and said today that, you know what, we've spent millions of dollars. We're trying to make this work. We really landed this at the wrong time. Thanks for due to a pandemic and all that. So we've looked at our strategies from this point forward and decided that we are going to be shutting down the service. Which
So what
means...
are they going to? Okay, shut it down the service, but what are they going to do with the content?
Well, the people own the content. That was one of the things. Is you create it, it's yours.
Right.
So the people that made the content can take it and someplace else.
You see a lot of new stuff on YouTube Prime or something like that.
That stuff's going to show up on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll at least be on YouTube. Get their monetization through YouTube ads.
I have a YouTube app on all my devices too, so maybe that'll be good. Maybe I'll watch it on that. I don't know. Does the actual Quibi app give me the option to watch the vertical video version of it, even though I don't want to? Just curious.
They did mention that, at this point they're going to shut down and then they can return cash to the shareholders and say goodbye to their colleagues with grace.
Yeah. Okay. They also did get 2 Emmy award-winning shows. They did get 2 Emmys. That is the shortest run company to get 2 Emmys and leave.
Yeah.
Maybe. I was gonna say, wasn't Katzenberg involved in something else that was like the YouTube killer that didn't go anywhere? It was like a super high def Discovery Channel content thing.
I don't know, but
maybe it wasn't Katzenberg. It was somebody else.
If it was Kattensburg, he's
but-
whiffed a couple times now, so I don't know.
Either way, I was thinking of that initially, but then I remembered, no, that actually was available for a year or two before they pulled the plug. So yeah.
So the question is, was there anything good to watch on Quibi? Really? That's
Survive. Survive is the show that I was trying to
Survive.
pick up.
We'll have to see if there's anything good on Quibi. And will anything survive?
Survive.
Will survive Quibi's downfall into a new platform?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Ironic name for one of their hit shows, Survive.
A little bit of
Okay.
foreshadowing with that name.
Maybe. I don't know.
Will Quibi survive?
No, Quibi won't survive. Quibi is officially done. They tried to sell it. Nobody wanted to buy it. They went, all right, well, we don't want it.
All right, well, let's get into some actual other news. I guess we have here. Yeah, TCL has been well known in the industry, at least in the United States, for selling their Roku model TVs for rock bottom prices, and they have been continuing to do so here. I have two TCLs in my house. In fact, they're both Roku TVs. The TCL has just announced that they are now beginning to sell their line of Android TVs that are based off of Android and the Android TV platform. They have a whole bunch of different ones, and if TCL offers amazing prices for the different models you have, starting at a higher end one, a 75-inch one for $800, all the way down to a 43-inch model, which is only selling for $199. These models are going to be big sellers during probably this year's Black Friday events, and so if you're looking for your cheap TVs, I can recommend a TCL. If you want your Android TV, there they come.
You know, this is the thing that I've mentioned that I wanted several times, because they had been selling the Android TV equipped TVs in other countries like India and you know, some places where Android TV is more prevalent. And I wanted it here. I wanted more Android TV options on affordable TVs, because with my Rokus, I'm using the Ultra because I want Ethernet. Android TV doesn't really give me that option. I mean, yes, you can mod it and, you know, with an unofficial, you know, route, but
There's compatible USB.
I don't. But as we talked about a couple weeks ago, I don't want to plug my Roku into a Roku TV, because there's the chance that you will end up on the wrong Roku and not know it. So,
and also, how does the TV know which remote you're using?
Which is why I've wanted, you know, if I get a new TV, I want something different. And also, I switch back and forth between Android TV and Roku anyway. So yeah, this is great. I may need to look into getting a new. I've been holding off getting a new TV for a long time. So
You still have the plasma?
I do, and then I just picked up from a buddy of mine well, how long ago? It's 2008, 12-year-old 52-inch Sony that weighs 108 pounds.
Is that one of those
I posted
weird
the pictures in the TV discussion. Yeah. I mean, but that one's beautiful because, as we mentioned a week or so ago, it's got actually front-mounted or front-firing speakers, really good speakers. So the bezel is ginormous.
Is that the flat panel, or is that like a rear projection?
No, it's flat. It's LCD,
Okay.
1080p. But
Gotcha.
Back on topic. Yeah, no, this is good. More selection.
Clyde, if you're interested, Amazon has an OLED television, 55-inch, $1,500.
Yeah, I'm looking in the sub 500.
but for OLED, 1,500, 55
Yeah.
inch, not bad.
No, that's definitely not bad. I've been looking at the TCL, like the 65ers that are around 400, give or take. Uh, but yeah,
But you
no, it's
know
good to
what
know.
they say. Once you go
That's-
OLED.
That's about the price point I'm aiming for, but I want a 70-inch. So
That's why
let
I
me
will
know if you
never
see
go.
that.
They have a 75. But
75 would be okay. It's like the biggest size that would fit on my TV stand, but it might look a little
Well,
awkward.
this is, and
So
yeah,
I'd prefer 70-inch, a 70-inch OLED for about 1,500. That's what I want to spend. So
Yeah.
tell me if you see that.
yeah, I'd say 70 is about where I believe you have to go to OLED. 4K isn't enough. 65 is, I think, just about right for 4K. And yeah, 70 and up, got to go OLED. But they do have a 75-inch, just regular 4K LCD, or yeah, LCD.
And
For
by the
$800
time
bucks.
Clyde goes to 4K, I'll be on 8K by then.
By the time Clyde goes to 4K, we may have SpaceX may already be like
Mars?
doing commuter flights to Mars.
not just man has landed on Mars, but now it's a routine trip.
Yep.
you never know. It could be earlier than that. It could be by the time we get to the moon.
Yeah.
Hey, so your Amazon TVs, if you had but if you purchase an Amazon TV and you've been using it and you've expected it to have some of those cool features like you can see with the bigger fancier Amazon Fire TV boxes. There's the what is the name of the box that actually gives you all the cool features onto your TV when you use it? I forget what it's called. Echo Show, right?
That's
Those
the
are the-
little monitor one.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm thinking of the of a different one.
What's
Anyways,
the cube thing that you
Yeah.
have, Mike?
What's that called?
Fire TV Cube.
Oh, Fire.
It's just a Fire Cube.
What's that cube thing?
What's the cube?
It's a cube. It's the Fire Cube.
What's that
You know-
Fire TV cube thing?
Amazon needs to have more complicated names so I can differentiate what they are. Because I'm looking for the Fire TV that's the stick kind. Which one's the stick kind? What's it called?
It's called the Fire TV Stick.
I know.
Yeah,
That's not fair.
pretty
Okay.
complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
How-
apparently they've
how-
got a lot of the fancier features that are on various devices, like your Echo Show, which is things like you can actually now to ask your Fire TVs things like, "Hey, could you show me what's going on at the front door?" And if you have one of those compatible doorbells, it will actually show you the front door. Or, "Hey, could you give me what the weather's like?" And it will actually give you your weather information just like it does in the Echo Show. Also, it's supposed to have a better voice navigation for searching for content, searching for things inside your Fire TV. So this is an upgrade to the Alexa inside your Fire devices, and this kind of needs that bumper of why hasn't this been a thing? So
Here's the thing. They're just announcing it now. It's been doing this forever. Like when
some of
say
the
show me
devices,
the weather,
not everything.
Yeah, I guess maybe. So I don't know, with the Fire TV Cube, when I say that, when I say, Alexa, show me the weather, it shows the weather on the TV.
Yeah,
It's been doing that for a long time.
This is saying that they're adding it to all of the Fire range, because I
Okay.
guess you couldn't do that with the Fire Stick before, because it specifically mentions Echo Show like experience, because you could do it on the Echo Show, but so they're just making it ubiquitous across all the different lines.
I've been using this kind of functionality and I love it. Like the only thing where it gets a little annoying is when you're watching a show and then you ask it something and you didn't really want to see it, like add this to my list. Then it'll show your list, like the last 4 items with that added to it. And I'm like, I was watching the show. I just wanted you to add it to the list while the show kept playing. but so it doesn't. It's still.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of to be expected, right? Like it has to stop, process it, and since it's also playing the show.
Now, let me
it's-
ask: with your cube, were you able to do navigation, like go back, scroll left and right? Because that's part of this too.
Yeah, I find the remote way easier to use for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I've never even tried. It's never occurred to me to try. It just seems like such a stupid thing to do.
It seems so tedious.
It would be so tedious to navigate by voice. Like that's insane. I mean, yeah, I guess if you lost your remote, it would be helpful, but just take a couple minutes and find the remote and you'll still get to the end goal faster.
I just want to know, did they finally add the enhance function that everybody's been wanting? You know what I'm talking about? Like you're watching all those crime TV shows and they bring up the picture and they go enhance.
Oh yeah,
enhance.
Yeah,
Can
zoom
you get
in.
it to zoom in?
Can I ask it? Zoom in on the upper left quadrant. Okay, one more time. Can you clean that up a little bit? Oh, the book that guy in the background is reading is War and Peace. Let's read the first page.
And it's got an Amazon sticker on it with a SKU.
With the SKU.
It says, would you like to purchase this? Or used for from $9.99.
There's an episode of Current Geek you guys need to watch about that. All right. Hopefully we'll be seeing more of these features being integrated into all of your various Amazon devices. And quite frankly, I'm surprised this hasn't already been a thing.
I will say,
really
if I ever, I guess when I lose my fingers in a woodworking accident, because it's not if, it's inevitable. This will become handy. Until then, not interested.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. Good features. Glad they're enhancing it more.
All right. So YouTube TV's been really big on the sports, and they've decided that they're going to do a little enhancement to their app on the mobile devices. Now, when you launch YouTube TV on your mobile device, there's a new button inside there called Fantasy. And when you click on that Fantasy button, it allows you to log in with your NFL.com account and do your NFL fantasy football right on your phone. Live, actually. It tries to keep up to date with the current stats of things going on in it. So this is now a interesting interface for you to watch the games using YouTube TV, and B, keep up with your fantasy football stats right on your phone.
There's going to be a lot of disappointed people when they click that button.
Why do you say that?
I click the button that says fantasy.
Oh.
So and then it brings up football. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I was duped.
So I don't get this really for a number of reasons. Number one, you have to be doing fantasy on or be in a fantasy league on NFL.com.
Correct.
Most people are on Yahoo or Flea Flicker or ESPN. I don't think NFL.com is one of the big ones. Most people aren't going to move their league for this. And number two, all the fantasy leagues already have apps on your phone. This only makes sense if you're watching YouTube TV on your phone and you want to see the stats while you're watching the game without... Because I was reading this story and the guy was talking about how, it's terrible to be watching football and have to be looking at your phone for stats and then switching to text. And it's like, well, this is on your phone. It's the same thing, except you'll be able to watch the game. If this was going to throw up your stats, let's say you're watching YouTube TV on your TV,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind if a game was on and it down in the bottom corner, a little notification popped up that so and so on your team got a touchdown, or
Right.
blah blah blah. That would be great. But if I'm gonna be dealing with this on the phone, I would rather just have the game on a big screen and look at my phone when I need to.
Well, that's what you'd be doing anyways, because nobody's going to watch the game on their little screen when they have the big screen available.
And that's
So-
that's what I'm saying. If this was integrated, if this is integrated into all of the YouTube TV apps across the spectrum, this is great. If it only works when you're on your phone watching it, not great.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that I think, honestly, I think this is actually a lot better idea than it sounds like at first, because what you're getting is the ability to see information effectively overlaid on the game itself. So you can actually not have to switch apps, right? Like that's what's cool about this, is that I can see the players that I have playing that are on my fantasy list, fantasy roster, without switching to my fantasy app. I don't have to leave the game to check things. And so I think that it's actually a pretty good idea. If I'm really invested in fantasy football and I want to watch the game, but I don't want to have to keep referencing my phone or switching apps or switching devices, then I get it all in one place and everything's in one spot. Now, it's still super limited on functionality. It just basically displays the players and stuff. It doesn't let you do any of the actions like trading.
Well, you can't do that while the games are happening anyway.
Oh, I don't know. I just know that you can't.
Yeah,
do
because
it.
once a game is started, your lineup is locked in. You can't make any
Right.
changes once that
makes
person
sense.
starts playing. So, yeah. But sure. Again, I stand by. If I'm way off and you think this is the greatest thing in the world, let us know.
Well,
Right.
look, but there's two things. Thing number one is, if this gets really popular, they'll eventually make it appear on the TV with you as well. The other thing is near the bottom of the article here, it says, we are excited to start with NFL.com for the launch, but are interested in working with other partners to bring more apps to the platform in the future. So it's completely possible that, those other leagues will be available. in the future.
I would assume that they want to work with everybody, but I know the Yahoo app, because my work league is in Yahoo. I've been using, that's the one, fantasy is the one thing that Yahoo has always done right after all this time. But it actually lets you watch clips or watch the game live in app in certain scenarios. So yeah, I don't know if they'd be over there anytime soon, because they've already got deals to get the video. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to say.
I would think that DraftKings owns this space, but okay.
Honestly,
It's fine.
I don't know a single person that uses DraftKings.
I don't
As
know.
much as they add, their ads are everywhere. I don't think I've ever met a single person that uses DraftKings.
They actually own a professional football stadium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, but they're also betting. That's not really fantasy football.
No.
But yeah.
Oh,
So do you remember-
You don't bet on your fantasy football?
No.
Oh.
I'd lose so much money. I don't even watch football. That would be terrible.
I once tried to do a fantasy football league with my coworkers just to socialize with people at work a little bit more, and ended up just like, I forgot that it was in there, and like I won like third place and got like $20 or something out of it. And I was like, oh, I got my money back. That's kind of cool. But I didn't even do any changes or anything the whole
Yeah,
time.
you basically ruined the league for everybody else.
Yeah, it totally backfired. I paid into it, and then I never never did anything, never talked to anybody else except the one guy that asked me to join and encouraged me to join. He's the one who helped me pick a starting lineup. About half of it was just randomly selected players.
Hey,
All right.
do you guys remember a couple weeks ago when we talked about Netflix providing some shows for you to stream for free on a site for the people to try out? We
Yeah,
talked
it was
about
on
it's like
Pluto. It was like Narcos on Pluto. Or
No,
something.
well,
Or
there's was
on
that
Tubi
was
or whatever.
it was Narcos is going to Pluto. That was something like that. But also a couple weeks before that, they were like, try out the first season of Stranger Things on a no sign-in website that they had for a little while there.
Oh, that's
You know,
right. Yeah.
we've lamented a couple times how, you know, the days of the free weekend has kind of gone away, kind of gone long, you know, isn't a thing anymore. Well, Netflix is back with yet another attempt to get you to try Netflix if you haven't yet. What's wrong with you? You haven't tried Netflix? Okay, I understand. Netflix is basically everything you've ever seen. They're giving away Netflix for free for 2 days, where during those 2 days, no sign-on required, nothing you need at all. You just go there and stream for free starting on December 4th, where you will be able to watch everything that's in their catalog. So go, everybody, enjoy their Netflix for that weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this makes sense because they recently got rid of the free, the 30-day free trial.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They got rid of the free trial. It's gone.
It probably was abused.
Well, maybe. But then also they're at the point where they basically got everybody. So now
I'm sorry, that email
Hail
address has
Marys.
already sorry, that email address has already been used for a free trial. So is that
Exactly.
one, and so is that one, and so is that one. Boy, I'm having a hard time finding
Hey,
emails. That hasn't.
there's people out there that probably create, each time an email address specifically for the free trial. Netflix free trial at gmail.com. Okay. Netflix free trial 2 at,
Or you could just have your mobile service with T-Mobile and get it for free anyway.
Yeah. The thing to note about this though is that there is a set capacity.
Oh.
So there's no guarantee that if you go to try to do it, you'll be able to. And it also could be regional. So only certain people in certain areas. But I assume that they'll put out clearer information in the near future.
So about 5 people qualify for this free trial. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It kind of reminds me of your old like cable, HBO free weekend type thing.
It does. It
It's
does.
a time
It does
tested
sound like that.
model.
And this is 2 days starting. It's only 2 days. It's starting December 4th.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah.
if you haven't tried Netflix, now's your chance.
Yeah. Well, maybe if you can.
It does make you wonder why December 4th, though. Huh?
Yeah, it's a nondescript.
Gives you
Because it's a Friday at the beginning of the month.
yeah.
It's the first Friday in December.
Just encourage you to sign up and buy gift cards for people that need Netflix. And you can give them gifts.
Oh yeah.
I see.
I think everybody's going to do that.
All right. Amazon is beginning to roll out invitations to their Amazon Luna, which is their gaming streaming service. It's their service that is that they're using to compete against the various other streaming services like GeForce Now, Google Stadia, and the Xbox xCloud service that is coming up. They are providing you with a $5.99 a month for you to get access to 50 games, and this is a system where they're going to be allowing you to have access to channels of games. So you will be able to, for example, sign up for something like a pick your favorite developer channel and be able to say, oh, we want to play all their games for this time. So this is their concept of how they're going to be able to provide this to all the various users using the Luna. And this article says that they've done a pretty good job about getting their streaming on this. But I've also been reading a couple other articles. There have been some people with some mixed reviews of how good the streaming service actually is compared to some of the other guys. So your mileage may vary. It is very early on in its existence. I'm sure it will get better over time. So
Matt, what were you just saying about Amazon and their names being too specific?
Well, Luna,
Well, wouldn't by the Amazon standard, wouldn't this be like
Game
Amazon
Cloud.
Fire Games?
Game Cloud. This would be Amazon Game Cloud.
That's exactly what I
And
would have expected.
also,
yes.
I posted a picture earlier about this. Every time I look at this, I see tuna. My brain,
I feel you there.
because your brain looks at the whole word and doesn't read it letter by letter. So I see the UNA and it just automatically says tuna.
And did they not just like rip off the Steam logo? Like
A little bit.
It is very similar in structure to the Steam logo. They're just like, people will think they're buying Steam.
Well, no, the Steam logo is the gear.
Yeah, but it's like
you're thinking of Origin.
Branches.
Which you're thinking of, I think you're thinking of Origin, which is the Assassin's Creed platform.
Origin's the big O.
Well, it's like,
or wait, no, it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, it's similar. But yeah, I actually would be really tempted to try this if I just felt like I had more time to play a bunch of different games.
I thought Luna was a protein bar for women.
Well, apparently now it's a
is.
game streaming platform for nerds.
Yeah. It sounds like it's working pretty well. It's got a pretty solid system. Haven't heard a lot of complaints about like graphics and performance. So I think it's a pretty good option. I'm in the Amazon ecosystem anyways. They already have my credit card. Just add another subscription to it. I just wish I had more time to play games.
Kruj points out Moonlight is an open source version of NVIDIA's game stream protocol, and Amazon Luna runs on NVIDIA tech. So, well, that's probably why they're calling it Luna, is because it's running Moonlight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they'll sue Moonlight. That's an Apple move. Hey, you made this thing before we did, but we're going to sue you because you copied us.
No, why would they sue Moonlight, the company that's making the open source software that they're using?
Like I said, that's an Apple move.
Oh,
Not an Amazon move.
I don't understand. Oh, look, it's a Luna protein bar. Chocolate chip cookie dough and chocolate peanut butter flavor. Yum.
Yeah.
All right.
So streaming services. Do you think we're going to have any more? Is anybody else going to be coming in here
absolutely.
trying to? Are we going to have?
Remember when we had a couple players in over the top streaming?
Yeah. There's a lot of money. People spend lots of money on games.
Once you can demonstrate it's something that people want, then the floodgates will open. Do I think we are there for ubiquitous access? No. This will probably work great for some people, but not everybody. I think the vast majority will be in the latter category. Once it becomes more accessible from speed and latency standpoint, then I think I do believe there is a future there.
I agree.
I don't think we're there yet.
I have truly believed that there's going to be streaming as an optional because I don't want to take my gaming rig option that people will definitely use.
Well, I mean,
streaming for
go back
so.
10 years ago. People were like, wait, you're saying that all of your content that you consume in a video variety you're going to get from the internet? Psh.
Yeah.
You're never going to have enough speed to get the quality. And, it's on the horizon. I just don't think we're there yet. But it's good that, big companies like Google and Amazon are actually spending the money to pioneer that space, and kind of, because small companies have tried it and they collapse pretty fast.
Right.
If you remember, what was the one from 2010 that tried doing this on
Play On.
Gamefly?
No, Gamefly was through the mail.
Yeah. Well, they did a streaming for a while after that.
Yeah, there was the one where you basically pay for server time, and you remote into a computer that you could play games on.
Shadow was the other big one.
But that's what I was saying. The smaller ones, they weren't able to weather the uncertain times and the technological issues.
These companies make a lot of sense anyways, because they already have massive server farms, and infrastructure and everything. I'm super excited about this kind of thing. I'm very happy that I'm finally in a place where I don't need a system like this in order to play games. I finally upgraded my gaming rig. I can play games on my own computer again, games not made before 2010. So I'm very happy about that. But my thing is, I still see a really good place for this in my life, except, of course, COVID, right? If it wasn't for COVID, I would be traveling. In fact, 2 weeks from now, I should be in San Diego for a conference. And so I travel a fair bit for my job. And so I would love to be able to play the same games, high-end games, on the road on my laptop and have the experience be good.
You don't take your Xbox with you?
No.
And just plug it in when you get to the hotel?
No. I actually do have an Xbox. My PlayStation 3 finally died, but my Xbox does still work. It is a glorified DVD player. I haven't played a game on
I thought
it
you had an
in quite a
Xbox
while.
One. Okay.
I think my daughters played Harry Potter Legos the other day, but it's mostly a DVD player, a Blu-ray player for us now. Very expensive Blu-ray player.
Can you even play Blu-rays?
Yeah,
the Xbox One can.
The one can. Yeah. So
that's why I was trying to clarify which Xbox he was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an Xbox One.
Gotcha.
That I got to be my media center. Remember that?
Yeah, when they promised that.
When they promised it's going to be the ultimate media center, and I bought in 100%. And a week later, they said, "Yeah, that didn't work very well."
Oh yeah, we're not going to do that. But
all right, Apple TV is going to stream the classic Peanuts specials, and you are going to be able to watch them on your Apple TV Plus devices, which, more than just Apple devices. They do have other platforms it's on, so that's cool. So you're going to be able to watch Peanuts on on them. In fact, they're going to be available right away if you want to watch them now, but they are going to be free for a limited time during the corresponding holiday. For example, they're going to be putting the it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, up between October 31st and November 1st. So, that's good. The story here that's being shown does not actually have the big news here, though. The big news is that these shows that have been shown on cable and broadcast television for I don't know how many years. This is the first year they're not going to be shown on those on your standard. So for some people, that's a big deal. For people like me, okay.
This is the thing I've been waiting for. I guess I'm going to have to subscribe to Apple TV Plus now.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can watch it without subscription on those days. They will let you watch them.
Yeah. So I'm in there with Clyde. This is one of those shows that I've been watching these shows for like my whole life.
See, you're not really with me because I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, well, I am with you.
Because if
And
you're
I
with
don't
me, we would be
understand
laughing at the
sarcasm.
people that would sign up. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm kind of sad to see these go behind a paywall. Theoretically, because yes, it's free this year, but there's no guarantee that next time it'll be free. But you also, it was always behind some sort of, there was always some sort of gatekeeper. Each year it would show on one channel, and if you didn't happen to get that channel in your neighborhood, you didn't get to watch it.
It was always NBC or CBS or ABC. I think it's been ABC for
pretty
years.
sure these are all available on DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Someplace, and
I wouldn't be surprised if
Nostalgia.
some of the copyright hasn't.
Yeah, I
fallen
mean,
off some of them.
that's the only places you can stream them. Can you buy them digitally?
Oh, I'm sure.
I would assume so.
So I guess that's probably how I'll end up getting it, because I really do enjoy all three of these.
Again, this
episodes.
is free.
They're great.
They are letting you watch it for free. You have to download the app. And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I don't want an Apple account, so I don't want to give them my email. And then I'd have to set up. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't.
All right. So so Charlie Brown Christmas is on Amazon Video, Prime Video, not available in my current location. VPN.
It is available for streaming on only one subscription, which is Apple TV Plus.
In the United States.
Yeah, I saw it in my queue. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, I saw it on Apple TV Plus. I think it's good. I think it's good that they're doing it. But I mean, Apple made a deal with the Peanuts theme early on, right? They had the Snoopy in Space Peanuts show. I think it got nominated for an award. I believe it won one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this has been an ongoing relationship that they've had. So I mean, it makes sense that they're going to be streaming this.
All right.
Well, that's not the only thing Apple did.
Oh no!
Apple
What did
TV
they do now?
Apple Music TV is a new streaming service. It is a 24-hour streaming service of music videos, shows, and events. It is basically, Apple TV's providing you with all the hit music and all the cool shows that are related to the music and all the cool music videos in a 24-hour music format, which you can watch either using one of their platforms, Apple TV apps, and even a website where you can go check it out. And guess what? It sure sounds like MTV.
It's like MTV from the 80s.
Well, no, because MTV from the 80s didn't have shows.
That's what I mean.
Had music. No, this has music, concerts, and shows.
Okay, so it's like MTV from the late 90s.
Or I'd say mid 90s. My question is, how long before this becomes all reality series?
This like follows the same transition.
Yeah.
That'd be like 15 to 20 years.
Well, the question I have, do they have
TV's timeline 15-ish years, right?
Yeah.
15 to 20. But I mean, we're in the internet age. We're talking 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question, Jimmy?
Yeah, do they have the video killed the radio star video?
I doubt it. It says it's going to debut with 2 videos on Friday at noon. Joe G's 777 and Gorgeous by St. John. Neither of these mean anything to me, which means I doubt there will be anything on this channel I will be interested in watching.
That seemed like just a random words concatenated together to me.
They're going to do an upcoming, or they're going to have an upcoming special event for Bruce Springsteen's new album. Yeah, again, nothing for me.
Yeah, and the rundown, the first thing after those two songs will be the rundown of the 100 most streamed songs ever from Apple Music. So,
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
video killed the radio star.
isn't this what YouTube is too? I'm just
Well,
saying, like, that's what I do on YouTube.
they want to
Vivo,
be
right?
they want to have the premieres. They want to be, you
Mm,
know,
Remember back when you would go to Apple's website to get iTunes, not iTunes, their media player program, just so you could go to their
QuickTime.
website. Yeah, just so you could watch the trailers on the website because with all
No.
the QuickTime trailers. That was the
oh
thing
yeah,
for us for a long time.
QuickTime, yeah.
Back when when trailers were best watched on the QuickTime trailers. That's been long gone for a while. I wonder if the same iteration will happen here too, where you go there to see the newest releases and you go in to get them, but eventually, it just filters out and becomes everywhere, ubiquitous again. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, to me, yeah, it does have the MTV nostalgia to it. I mean, if it kind of comes back like the original MTV, then yeah, I think it'll be a good service. But Claude's got a good point. I mean, it may start out that way, and it might all just go to reality shows after that. But I mean, if it does that, then yeah, it's bad. But
question is, will
but-
they
but
try
if
to
it-
reboot Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah.
Of course they will.
So, I mean, really
Absolutely.
the thing for me was like, I enjoyed MTV early on, and then I did like MTV2 when that came out because that was a lot more of the rock and stuff. So the issue that I have with this is mostly because I like the idea of having curated music video lists. One of the things I don't like about YouTube is it does tend to get in a cycle where I basically see a lot of the same videos over and over.
Turn off the autoplay.
Pretty regularly.
Okay, I'm going to I'm going to tell you a story here and show my age, right? So when MTV first came out, right, I was in the military and I was overseas, right? So I had no clue what this was when I came back from overseas in '82. I think MTV had been out for about a year or so, something like that. Had no clue what this was. And I remember all my friends saying, "Oh yeah, man, MTV, you got to watch it, man." And back then, I mean, it was mesmerizing, right, to sit there and watch it, right? I mean, just MTV in the early days. I mean, you would just get sucked right into it because there was nothing like it ever before. And I can remember and remember I was young back then, right? And I was, going to the bars and that kind of thing. And it was quite popular back then for a lot of bars that we would go to at the time. They would play the music videos. I can remember going to bars where they had these big screens, like in the background of the dance floor and all, and they'd be playing the MTV music videos. And you'd go out onto the dance floor and dance to these, early '80s music videos and all. Very fun. I mean, some of the most fun I ever had during that time, and that was kind of like the culture or the theme of MTV back then, right? So if Apple or whoever brings back a little bit of that, hey, I'm all for it. Even if it's today's music that I've got no clue as to what it is, right? But if they bring back that kind of fun, that kind of culture, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. And like one of the first memory I have, like the first exposure I had to MTV was the Thriller music video in 1983, right? Because it debuted on MTV. It was hyped. It was a big thing. I actually went over to a friend's house to watch it, got in trouble. My mom got mad because I'm not allowed to watch that kind of stuff. And then I had nightmares. But I mean, I was like 5, 6 at the time, but I thought it was super exciting. So I agree that kind of thing, and you kind of talked about it with them being the place where the videos premiere. They could bring event type viewing to music videos again.
Oh, come on. Michael was a jerk to that girl in in the video.
Yeah.
I just remember the kid waking up in Flight of the Navigator, and his his first thing that he experienced
Yeah.
was the Twisted Sister music video.
Yeah.
I haven't
right.
seen that in ages. Hey,
Which was a great video. That was another great one, right?
Yeah.
so AT&T's got a new streaming service for you. It's going to be, it's going to cost you nothing. It's going to be absolutely free. It's wonderful. You can stream a whole bunch of different Warner Media content on it from, things like, Cartoon Network, maybe TVS, CNN, all these other great properties that are owned by AT&T, and they're going to give it to you for free. And you will be able to watch it anytime that you're in your car, and it's got unlimited internet access that you're paying for. $20 a month.
All right.
But I love how these guys are making up new ways of giving you different stream services and, basically bundling them into other services in order to try to entice you to get things. And, I feel like this is the same song we've heard a million times, folded a different way, the same cake made just with different, different techniques of how to make the batter. Excuse me. Another bundled product into a service that they want you to buy that you're already paying for, or try to get you to pay for. And this isn't even the full HBO Max service. That's a whole different thing that's going to cost you even more in the future, according to this article.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, in the day where we all work from home, this sounds like a great idea.
But can you use it in your home if you can only use it in your car?
No, because it's being provided by GM.
Right now, they're only going to support other ones as well. But yes, GM
but
first.
what I'm saying is, if you're at home, you wouldn't be able to because your car is not on providing it.
Yeah,
exactly. Why they should make hundreds of dollars with this idea.
Honey, I'm going to go to the garage and take the car out to the driveway and sit in the car and watch my show.
How many people are going to die of
Yeah,
asphyxiation in their garage because they just wanted to watch cartoons and peace?
Have you considered the number of dead people from this planet?
Yeah.
Remember,
Maybe they haven't. Maybe they have.
Well, it was
I
cold,
literally
so
was
he
just
figured
about to
he'd
say
just
that, Clyde.
put
That's
the car in the
hilarious.
garage.
Just
remember the scene from Office Space?
Yes.
you get a bunch of people like. Did you watch Chuck at all?
Yes.
In the later seasons, they found out that was why the one guy was so dumb, was because he slept in his van with a exhaust leak into the van.
If you got better, well,
and then like fixed it, and he became really smart. So they're like just like a bunch of really even a bunch of really dumb people all of a sudden because they're watching too much TV in their car in the garage.
Oh, that's all right. All right, last story of tonight is Apple has decided to take their TV remote app, the ability for you to control your Apple TV with your device, like your phone or your iPad, and use it because you've lost the remote. And they are going to go ahead and drop that app from the App Store, making it not available for anybody, because if you have iOS 12 or newer, you have it built right into your phone. There's no need for you to have that app. It's not like anybody would ever have an older iPhone or older iPad that can't get iOS 12 and might want to use that app, right?
Well,
see, the thing is, they have two apps. I don't know if you can see this or not.
no. We can't.
Can you?
Just bigger.
I can kind of see him. I kind of see him.
Yeah. So it's two. It's
That's
two
gonna play
apps.
well for audio.
It's the older app that they're talking about here.
Right, but that's the older app that for the people because the newer app is actually bundled with
It's
the
built into
phones.
the OS.
Yes.
The newer app includes the Siri, to where the older app does not have it.
Right, but what if you have an old iPad? I
It's
still have an iPad
pre-iOS
2.
12.
I have an iPad 2 that runs iOS 9.
The new app still works with that, right?
Oh, you sure? I don't know.
Yes, it works. It works with the Apple TV version 2 and above.
Right, but will it work with an iPad too? No.
What he's saying is the
It's
app that works on the older devices is going away.
it's
It
any
is
app, it's any device that does not support iOS 12.
correct.
So anything that is pre iOS 12
So
is not
so the
going to
people
happen.
out there that were using their iPhone 4 as
Right.
a dedicated remote so they didn't have to use the stupid touchpad, they are no longer going to have a remote app on their phone anymore.
Okay. Well, I guess
Yeah,
those 5 people will have to upgrade.
Yeah, I was going to say it's literally everything from 5S on supports iOS 12. So
But
Right.
it is a pretty select few.
Yeah.
Because those batteries are long gone.
and then
My
but from the Apple standpoint, if your device isn't allowed to have iOS 12, it's your fault that you didn't upgrade and give them more
Correct.
money. So
that's
I
correct.
mean, like the battery life on an iPhone 4, right? But at this point, it's got to be what, like 4 minutes? That's what the 4 now stands for, is the number of minutes of battery life you get. I
the
mean,
batteries are cheap; you can replace them.
No, you can't. Not
you
without
can't replace
violating
them
your
Well, the device is way out of warranty.
but you're
This is
still
true.
violating. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
you go to
oh.
iFixit, you give them $10, they send you the battery with the tools necessary to replace it.
Yeah,
I know.
it's true.
I mean, the iPhone 4 would be a 10-year-old device.
Yeah.
And again, I have an iPad too, and it's still perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And this is something that would not be supported by this. So
I mean, I've got the original iPad. It still works.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
agree.
point
I
he's
mean,
making, is there are devices out there that theoretically could still be in use, but they're being artificially crippled.
they sold the iPad 2 for so many years
Well,
before they moved on from it
Yeah.
that there are so many of them out there.
it's a pretty select few, I think, that are
Yeah,
still using it. I mean,
Yeah.
the
I was
original
happily-
iPad. Go ahead, Mike.
I had a friend that recently was looking for a smartwatch, and he's using an iPhone 6, and he was concerned about compatibility, but there really wasn't a compatibility issue because they are supporting their old phones pretty well. I mean, they're actually doing a pretty good job. I was actually quite impressed by Apple's back support on
Oh, yeah.
the device.
They support about 7 years back. Right?
Yeah, that's
So,
impressive to me.
But yeah, in that original iPad that I have, it stopped upgrading after like iOS 4.
I think you got up to 7 with that now, and then it stopped. And the 2 got 9, and then after that, it started getting like 10, and barely a little bit more.
Right. So I mean, it's I mean, it's going to be that's going to be a small group of people, I think, that have to worry about that.
That's fair.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was the stories of the week, guys, and I think we took a long time, didn't we? Oh yeah.
Hey, aren't you glad that we started when we did?
On time?
Yeah.
What? On time?
You know, also,
unlike us.
speaking of glad, aren't you glad that we have people that support this show?
Aren't I
Every
ever?
episode, every month, the patrons, we are so glad that we have patrons.
Oh, you kidding me? I'm so happy we have patrons because it's a sign that they actually are paying attention to us and that they're listening to us and they're giving us feedback and they're telling us in a way that they really appreciate what we're doing, and so we really appreciate them. I gotta say,
Even if they don't, we still appreciate that they're patrons.
absolutely.
Yeah, so
Thank
if you are one of the people that find something of value from what we do every week and you would like to contribute, participate, be part of everything, become a patron. As little as $1 a month. That's patreon.com/the VOD Squad. The patrons, we love all of the people that tune in and download our podcast, but we love the patrons more. It's just a fact.
Sad but true.
Alrighty, hey, why don't we quickly get on over to some rants and some raves. All right, guys, shoot, rants, raves. What do you got? Anybody?
Yesterday was the first day in like weeks that I have not been so bogged down with work and stuff that I was actually able to stop today and look at the show notes and actually put stuff in the show notes before the show. Yay
I
for not
appreciate
being
that.
absolutely overloaded with too much stuff, because it's just been crazy for me. And yeah, and also I have another rave this weekend. We've basically finished our deck, which took way too long just before the nasty weather got here. So yay for getting something done in
Hooray.
time. So that is, other than that, I've been sleeping not enough because I fall asleep and then I wake up because I got to go do some stuff, even though I want to sleep more. And yeah, but it's finally, things seem to finally be slowing down in my world. Thank goodness.
Word. Mike?
Yeah, so we finally finished the last season of Madam Secretary. It was an enjoyable enough show. I think I'd probably recommend it. It was pretty good. What I felt was we need something else that is happening, a White House based show. So we started Designated Survivor, and we're 4 episodes in, I think, and enjoying it a lot. So that's seeming pretty good. And also have not had a lot of time, but my kids have been playing Minecraft, so I've been playing Minecraft. It's a great game. Dust it off and play it again if you haven't played it in a while. It's a wonderful way to kill a little bit of time.
My favorite thing about Minecraft is the whole exploring part of it and going, ooh, what's going on over there? Because the randomly generated worlds are pretty cool, and I do enjoy going exploring and trying to find things. The survival bit, I'm okay with. Not really my thing. The whole creative world is cool too, because you can create a whole bunch of things, but I get tired of that. The exploring is what I really like about that game. So what's over there? Let's go find out.
Cool. Yep, I'm just building a trail of homes throughout the world
As you lose them,
as I continue
as
to
you go,
explore.
crap, I didn't build the tower high enough that I can see. I don't know where I am.
No, I mean,
build a new house.
I'm doing it in survival mode, so I have to throw up a house every once in a while so that I can sleep and make food and things like that. And so I mine around that area and I build a house and move a little bit. So I'm kind of sort of doing a combination explorer, survivor, miner. So it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
All right. Jimmy?
Yep. And I will second that. Designated Survivor, excellent show. I watched all the episodes. I really enjoyed that show, so I think you'll do the same there, Mike.
Good. Thanks.
Couple of shows. One, I think I mentioned this one last week. There was a TV show called Next. Still enjoying that one. That's a brand new show off of, I think it's either Fox or FX. Great show. Still enjoying that one. Also, too, there was a show that we talked about it on the show when it first came out, and it seemed interesting to me. And for whatever reason, I guess I got busy with work or whatever, right? But I didn't watch it at the time. And the show is called Treadstone. It's a play off of the Bourne Identity. You know, the Bourne.
It's in that world. Yeah.
Jason Bourne series, right? So but it's the TV show Treadstone. So I saw this pop up on Hulu, started watching it, and I think I'm like about 7 or 8 episodes into it, and boy, what a show! I mean, it's one of these shows where it's got about maybe, 5 or 6 threads going all together, and it kind of hops around from thread to thread. Um, Also, too, it's in that genre of like, government agents, and that kind of thing, which I enjoy that genre. Um, Very entertaining show. I wouldn't say it's probably not going to make your top 10, best shows of all time, but very entertaining. It'll keep you interested, and you do have to pay attention to it, right? It's not one of these that you can play in the background, right, or anything like that. So you have to pay attention to keep up with what's going on. But really really enjoying that show. So if you haven't checked that one out, it's on Hulu. I recommend it.
Cool.
Hey, every time you say Next, last time and this week, I think of the movie Next from 2007, starring Nicolas Cage, which
Right.
That was
different
where he
film.
could see the future.
2 minutes into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy. I saw that movie as well, Matt, and yeah, I enjoyed that one too. And I too, because it's the same name, right?
Yeah. It's like,
I-
so it's that story, that guy. Cool. It's not. No.
Yeah.
I thought it
it's
was a
not at all.
docu-series about Steve Jobs' company.
Oh yeah,
That would be-
that'd be a really short video.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the logo for that because the X in there is kind of the X system from Unix systems, so the graphical systems from Unix. But yeah, it's cool.
Right. Which is the basis of Mac OS
Yep.
10, soon to be 11, that we all use today.
We all
But,
do, all of us,
All of us?
well,
constantly.
all Mac users.
All the time.
I'd say so, like 30% of the population. Yeah.
Well,
But speaking of Hulu, there was a new show that popped up that they kept putting it up, and I was looking for something, desperate for something. I clicked on it, called Hellstrom. Didn't know anything about it. Went into it, started watching it, and then I saw something. They drove by a gas station and it said Roxxon. And I went, hey, that's a Marvel company. Because I remember it from, what was the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. lady one? I can't think of her name, Agent Carter. Because Roxxon was big in there. And so I look and, oh, sure enough, it's the new Marvel show. Hellstrom. And unlike the Marvel shows for Netflix, I don't hate this.
No,
I absolutely hated all of the Marvel shows on Netflix for various reasons, and this is actually pretty good. So it's a good taste of what the Marvel shows are going to be like outside of Netflix on, Disney's platform, because as we remember, the family friendly stuff is going on Disney Plus, and the more adult oriented shows are going on Hulu. It's about 2 siblings basically fighting demons. And I think I might recommend it. I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in. Takes place in Portland for the most part. So, Wabbit, we'll have to comment on whether or not any of this is based on, or you'll have to watch and see if that's actually Portland that they're showing. So, Hellstrom.
Sounds good. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Gotta get Hulu to watch it then.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't already have Hulu,
Not right now.
I saw that one pop up. I saw it. It did look interesting. And,
the photo was, it just says Hellstrom, and it's got the profile of the brother and the sister, and then like stuff coming out of their head to make the letters, and it's like, I don't know what that is, so I ignored it for a while.
Yeah, like about, what was it? Couple of years ago, they come out with this TV show called Helix.
Oh yeah.
Right, as in
that was the one about
genome.
the pandemic that
helix,
killing
as
people, right?
as in
DNA.
DNA
Yep.
sequencing, and all, right? But and it had a similar graphic for
Mhm.
that show, very similar. And so when I saw it, I thought, oh, it looks like Helix, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that one too pop up on
Well,
on
and
Hulu. It did look interesting.
I thought it was interesting after I made the connection that I'm used to Marvel stuff being plastered all over it, that this is Marvel.
Right.
I had to pay attention during the opening, and it said in small print at the bottom, a Marvel production based on characters from the Marvel universe. It didn't have the big Marvel splash screen. It doesn't
Right.
say any of that anywhere, and I think I like that, because if I had seen it was a Marvel show,
You would add expectations.
I would have probably avoided it because of my experiences with Daredevil and those other shows that were on Netflix. And
Well, I did like Daredevil. The other shows were a little weak.
yeah, that's fine. I was just saying I didn't like any of them. So
I will say that when they brought them together to make the Defenders,
oh,
that was a pretty good show.
they're the public defenders. They all
Yes,
work
and
as a team in the courtroom.
Well,
Yes,
it's
and-
it was a play on the Avengers.
I
right?
know. I was kidding. All right. Well, on that note, we should probably shut this down. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and thank all of you in the chat room watching live on Twitch. And if you are listening to this after the fact, because we do have an RSS feed, it is getting downloaded by people. I don't know who, but if you are one of those people, you should consider coming and joining us live sometime. We do this live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central, here on Twitch. You get to participate in the chat. You get to correct us or tell us when we're wrong. You also get to submit titles, which we are going to vote on here in the post show. And yes, that is right. There is a post show, which you don't get to see or hear after the fact.
all those titles.
And all those titles. The titles are the best thing about this show. So you're probably listening and going, why do they have this weird title? It's because you weren't here to vote for the title that you would have liked. So it's your fault if you didn't vote. So, all right, we'll shut this down. Thanks, everybody, and we will catch you all again next week. Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.